Adhyaya Bijaya Jnana Vijnana Murtaye Pranendriya Manobuddhi Vikarer Vyaktimiyashe Namadhyaya Bijaya Jnana Vijnana Murtaye Pranendriya Manobuddhi Vikarer Vyaktimiyashe. Nama, I offer my respectful obeisances. Adhyaya, onto the original living creature. Bijaya, the seed of the cosmic manifestation. Jnana, of knowledge. Vijnana, and of practical application. Murtaye, onto the deity or form. Prana, of the life air. Indriya, of the senses. Manaha, of the mind. Buddhi, of the intelligence. Vikare, by transformations. Vyaktim, manifestation. Iyushe, who has obtained. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. I offer my obeisances to the original personality within this universe, Lord Brahma, who is cognizant and who can apply his mind and realize intelligence in creating this cosmic manifestation. It is because of his activities that everything within the universe is visible. He is therefore the cause of all manifestations. Purport. The Vedanta Sutra begins by declaring that the absolute person is the original source of all creation. Janmadi yasya yataha. One may ask whether Lord Brahma is a supreme absolute person. No, the supreme absolute person is Krishna. Brahma receives his mind, intelligence, materials, and everything else from Krishna, and then he becomes a secondary creator, the engineer of this universe. In this regard, we may note that creation does not take place accidentally because of the explosion of a chunk. Such nonsensical theories are not accepted by Vedic students. The first created living being is Brahma, who is endowed with perfect knowledge and intelligence by the Lord. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavai. Although Brahma is the first created being, he is not independent, for he receives help from the Supreme Personality of Godhead through his heart. There is no one but Brahma at the end of creation, and therefore he receives his intelligence directly from the Lord through the heart. This has been discussed in the beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Brahma is described in this verse as the original cause of the cosmic manifestation, and this applies to his position in the material world. There are many such controllers, all of whom are created by the Supreme Lord, Vishnu. This is illustrated by an incident described in Chaitanya Charitamrita when Brahma of this particular universe was invited by Krishna to Dwarka. He thought that he was the only Brahma. Therefore, when Krishna inquired from his servant which Brahma was at the door to visit, Lord Brahma was surprised. He replied that, of course, Lord Brahma, the father of the four Kumaras, was waiting at the door. Later, Lord Brahma asked Krishna why he had inquired which Brahma had come. He was then informed that there are millions of other Brahmas because there are millions of universes. Krishna then called all the Brahmas who immediately came to visit him. The Chaturmukha Brahma, the four-headed Brahma of this universe, thought himself a very insignificant creature in the presence of so many Brahmas with so many heads. Thus, although there is a Brahma who is the engineer of each universe, Krishna is the original source of all of them. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurun-militam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamine iti namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhuya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kant Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So thank you very much for being here for the Srimad Bhagavatam class. It is for our inspiration, obviously for our purification, we assemble here. So I express my gratitude to all of you for being here. So to begin with, we are discussing for last several days from this chapter titled Hiranyakashipu plans to become immortal. So today's verse, what we read, the translation is, it is Hiranyakashipu speaking. These are his words. I offer my obeisances to the original personality within this universe, Lord Brahma, who is cognizant and who can apply his mind and realize intelligence in creating this cosmic manifestation. It is because of his activities that everything within the universe is visible. He is therefore the cause of all manifestation. So, doesn't it sound like a devotee, isn't it? Huh? Except for one thing, where he says, Brahma, you are the original. Now, actually, it is not that he didn't know that Krishna is the original. He knows Krishna is the original. So, in this context, Hiranyakashipu has performed such intense austerity never before in the history, never before in Srimad Bhagavatam, nowhere. This type of austerity no one has performed. And who is performing? A demon. And this verse is after his austerity, the Lord appears because Lord is pleased because he was trying to please Brahma. And here, after seeing Brahma, he is addressing him. He is appreciating, he is glorifying him. So if you know the austerity what he performed, I mean we heard it, but it is something we need to hear because we also are performing austerity. We perform little austerity and we always remember that, We keep telling it to others. Oh, those days it was so difficult. We didn't have water proper. It was so cold. And that's an austerity. But what is Hiranyakashipu's austerity? Just think about it. He went to Mandara mountain. Now, Mandara mountain means there is open, right? There is no shade. And he stood on his toes with both his hands raised, looking up at the sky, looking up at Brahma. And for how many years? It said 36,500 years. That is 100 celestial years. And he was determined to not to move his body. So obviously he remained still and no drinking, no eating, no sleeping. Ants started crawling on his body. The ants started eating his flesh and sucking each drop of his blood. He didn't move. You just see now if any ant comes on your body, he is standing like this. What is the natural reaction to do if ant comes on your body? Should have done. No. Determined, tolerant. I will. And they started sucking, eating his flesh, that there was only skeleton left. And the whole ant hill had covered his body. And he was within the ant hill. But because of his severe austerity, flames started coming from his head. So you may say, what is so great about flames? We have seen so many flames. We have seen, no? When there is a fire, blazing fire, a factory gets burned. You see the fire brigade comes. Blazing fire, blazing. You know what was Hiranyakashipu's fire like? The heat was so much that all the demigods, they became suffocated. They could not breathe. The planets started falling down. They started melting. Can you think about ऐसा flames हो सकता है? Planets dropping down, melting. So in this intensity, all the demigods, they went crazy. What's happening? This man, what type of austerity is this? And still he was alive. In spite of all these things, he was alive because he had the power to keep his soul within the bones. You know, for us, where is the prana? Is in anna, it is said anna. If you don't eat, your prana will go. For him, the prana was in his bones. He could keep it and he was alive. So demigods went to Brahma. Brahma, what's happening? Do something. And do you know what is his intention? You know, he wants to take your position. Already he's creating so much havoc. So, but so he said, well, I had to go and see him. And you know, Brahma, if you please him, he's helpless. He has to give. Whatever he wants, he has to give, provided it is in his capacity. So Brahma came with all the sages, all the saintly people, all the demigods, and they came to Mandara mountain searching. And where they can find, they can't see him. Where is Hiranyakashipu? He's not there. Then they detected, oh, this is ant. And he sprinkled his water from a kamandulu, and Hiranyakashipu came back to his original, powerful, handsome, young body, fully knowledgeable. He knew all the Shastras. So this is the fruit of his austerity. What he wanted is, Brahma, you come down. Now, what was his intention? Why? His intention was, I don't want to be dependent on anyone. I want to be the Lord of all I survey. I want to be the master, the controller, the enjoyer. That means he wanted no doubt about wealth and sense gratification. But there is one thing left. He also wanted to kill Vishnu. Now he knew that Vishnu is there. Can he go and ask Vishnu, you give me the power, I want to kill you? Obviously not, right? So he went to Brahma. Now he knew Brahma. Now what he's saying, in one sense, it is true. Brahma, in the material level, is the most powerful person. He's a secondary creator. So he wanted, through him, the power so that he can kill Vishnu. Now, why he wanted to kill Vishnu? He knew that if Vishnu is there, I cannot be the most powerful person. But it is his misconceived idea. Where did his idea come from? For only one reason. He was very envious and he was very proud. Huh? We also, in our sadhana bhakti, if there is envy, we are proud, we will not be able to understand the Shastra properly. Hiranyakashipu could not understand, even though he had access to everything. So he, because of this, in the previous verses, he proclaimed in front of all his relatives, Hiranyaksha's wife, his mother, he said, I will cut off the head of Vishnu, and the blood which gushes out, I'll bring the blood and I'll offer it as oblation so that my brother is satisfied. This is his intention, and Brahma comes. Because I did austerity, 36,500 years, 100 celestial years. Imagine what an austerity. didn't move his hand just like this up. Can you keep your hand up for how much time you can keep like this? What a power, what a determination, what an austerity. Now he's asking. hmm? And here, so austerity, of course, is part of life, no? Sadhana bhakti, there are three things we should never give up. One is tapa, one is yajna, another is dhana. This is an integral part of sadhana bhakti. But what is the nature of this tapa? So in Bhagavad Gita, you see in 17th chapter and 18th chapter, everything is mentioned in the modes of nature. So austerity is also. So there is one austerity which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita in the 17th chapter, which is actually it's in the mode of passion. Now, what was Hiranyakashipu's austerity? Now, what does Bhagavad Gita say about this austerity? Which we also see it. Austerity performed in the mode of. So I'll just quote. This is something for us to interesting to know that we all read Bhagavad Gita. So today's context will bring up this verse. Where is it, Prabhu? This Krishna says in Gita, in the 17th divisions of faith, Ashasavitam goram tapyante tapojana dhamba ahankara samyukta kamaraga balanvita darshayanta sharirastam bhutagramam achetasa mam chaivanta sharirastam tan vidhi asura nishayam. Those who undergo severe austerities and penances not recommended in the scriptures, performing them out of pride and egoism, who are impelled by lust and attachment, who are foolish and would torture the material elements of the body as well as the super soul dwelling within, are known to be as demons. See, we think demons means demons, horns. No, the degree one doesn't accept the superiority of Lord, to that degree you're a demon. Till a person surrenders to Krishna, he is the whole cause of all causes, you are a demon. Too much, no? To here. How can you say you're a demon? I'm such a nice person. I don't cause harm to anyone. But degree someone doesn't accept, you are a demon. So in our experience, we see that people perform so much austerity, and usually those austerities, even of course as students we performed austerity. What are the purpose of their austerity? Yes, no? Get good marks, no? Some recognition, some appreciation. So austerity is there. Even at all levels, austerity is there. So, but if you see from spiritual point of view, it is a demoniac austerity. Of course, it is needed as far as one's duty, but till a person surrenders to Krishna, he is a demon. So here, he is performing austerity. Then, in the 18th chapter, Bhagavad Gita again, there is determination. What a determination! Can you compare this determination? Austerity, yes. What about determination? 36,005. Not a, I'll not move. So here it says that Yaya tu dharma kamarthan dhritya dharayate arjuna prasangena phalakangshi dhriti sa partha rajasi. Rajasi means passion. But that determination by which one holds fast to fruitive results in religion, economic development, and sense gratification is of nature of passion and in the mode of goodness, which we are supposed to be determined. So I'll read the translation, the mode of goodness. What should be the real determination? The determination should be O son of Pritha, that determination which is unbreakable, which is sustained with steadfastness by yoga practice, and which thus controls the activities of mind, life, and senses, is determination in the mode of goodness. So this is real determination, the mode of goodness. So this brings us to one point. What is the difference between now here? What is Brahma doing? He is glorifying. But what is the intention? I want something. So my question to you is, what is the difference between glorification and flattery? What do you think? Huh? Now, in material existence also it is there, and in spiritual life also it is there. If our glorification is for something what I can get in return, like, usually you see in politics, many times opponents they come together. Enemy's enemy becomes your friend. So they start glorifying each other. But what is the purpose? Only one purpose. When we are together, we get this, and after that they don't want. They may break because the whole purpose was to come together. So is that real glorification? It's in a hetu. Doesn't lie. Same time, if glorification can be meaningless also, In Bhagavatam there is a verse, no? Once Mr. and Mrs. Camels, Mr. Camel and Mrs. Camel, they invited Mr. Donkey and Mrs. Donkey for their wedding. Whose wedding? Camel's wedding. So the donkey start braying. So the camel, Mr. and Mrs. Camel is, oh, what a sweet voice. Now we know that. Is it a sweet voice? Now in return, what is donkey saying? Oh, camel, Mr. and me, you are so handsome. You are so beautiful. You look so awesome. Camels are an animal, but are they known for beauty? So now this is just for the sake of, just some type of order. So this is also not true. And vested interest, of course, uh, if we, but then is there a scope for glorification? Yes. Yes, it is. Because appreciation, glorification, everyone needs, right? It's like a tonic, it encourages, it inspires. But that depends upon the person who's receiving. The person who receiving, he starts thinking that, oh, well, I deserve it. This person, now he recognized me. Others also have recognized. Then it can be a cause of fall down. But glorification as such is for Supreme Lord and his devotees. A devotee usually thinks about other devotees as they should make advancement. They should all make advancement. So he also glorifies, he also appreciates for inspiration, for encouragement, for respect. What is the hetu? Is there any hidden agenda in that? Selfless. I want you to progress. You progress. Why? If you progress, I will also get an opportunity to associate with you. How is this attitude? Prabhupada says in somewhere says, Bhakti means attitude. This is such a simple definition. Bhakti means attitude. What is your intention? So there is glorification, scope for glorification. But in one sense, among devotees, if you see, actually our enemy is common. In politicians, they also have a common enemy, but they want to come together for only for some type of adjustment. But among devotees, we associate with devotees, isn't it that our enemy is common? Maya Shakti is our enemy, isn't it? So if that is the case, isn't it very true to be helping each other? I know it's easy spoken because if the ego is there and too much attachment is there for my own position, my own recognition, my own puja, pratishtha, labha, then there is no question about doing it for others' welfare. It is what is there for me in this. It is there. There is nothing shocking because still the ego is there. These type of thoughts are to feel very insecure. Someone is making more fast progress, rapid progress. मेरे बाद आया है, still making progress. Then try to minimize, try to gossip. So this type of thing is what is. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Siksastrakam, the third verse, which is the most popular verse we hear, but he says, Trinadapi sunichena, tarorapi saisuna. But what is that third line? Amanina manadina. What does that mean? That means appreciation for others. Appreciation. Till we respect everyone and not expect respect for. What will be the result of that attitude? Kirtaniya Sadahari. You will develop taste for. Now, see, developing taste for holy name, you don't discuss much. Arey, kya hai? But actually, developing taste for holy name is the ultimate real purpose of our life. Because once you develop taste, you are as good as you have become immortal. You may say, I'm exaggerating too much. You develop taste for holy name, you are immortal. You're liberated. Because any place, anywhere, you have a taste. What will you do? You will do only what you have taste for, no? Immediately, any place, any circumstances, any situations around you, you have a taste. But then, does it come so easily? Trinadapi sunechena. So, humility plays a very. I know we talk about humility is not something to be speaking very softly and very humbly, bowing your head down. No, humility is this type of realization that, ultimately it is, I am insignificant. Everything is just some mercy of Lord. But there's nothing wrong in discussing about it. You don't have to be realized about it. We talk about it. Yes, this is it. So in all substance. Now, see, it's very interesting. So, so in devotional life also this type of, huh? But here it is Hiranyakashipu, purely a materialistic concept. But devotional life, you heard about this Chataka bird? It says, I was hearing one class, it says, I have not seen Chataka bird. Anyone of you have seen Chataka bird? You have seen Chataka. Now, I don't know how it looks like, but it seems this bird, even when it is flying, it looks up at the sky. And what to skip about if it is stationary? It still looks up at the sky. You know why it is looking up at the sky? It is waiting for the first rain water. And there is water everywhere. There is river, there are ponds, there are lakes. And there can be winds, storms. It will not give up. So for that ultimate purpose, he will be very focused, very determined. And that is the example of Chataka bird. So as devotees, Bhagavad Gita says that, for that higher taste, you're talking about Harinam, Krishna, we as sadhana bhaktas, of course, conditioned state, we have tastes, many tastes which are still there, which arises. And if we are not determined, the sense objects are there, easily you will become a victim because the tastes are there. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya dehinam raso varjam rasopyasya param drishtva nivartate. For that higher taste, for that highest, even if there is taste for something lower, but that higher taste, he will be determined. So determination is something which comes. So we learn from this. Uh, so here, Brahma Shastrik, perfect Shastrik. There is not something. Everything what is speaks is from the Shastra. You see, read no all these verses. What he's saying, he is trying to, but his was a flattery. Just to make impress. When you will be shocked. Did you see in the few verses behind what happened? As soon as he saw Brahma, He came back to consciousness, no? He fell unconscious, seeing Brahma. He fell down and he came back to consciousness. He fell flat, Dandavat. And he raised his head, tears in his eyes. He's crying. His body is trembling, just seeing Brahma. And then offering prayers. Now, you are the one. You are the ultimate. You are the perfect. Brahma knows, I mean, Brahma knows. So Brahma, of course, is an exalted. So otherwise, anyone person. When Brahmaji was asked, "Now, are you the supreme?" Well, then, no, I am not the supreme. So here in the purport, Prabhupada says that, all the ingredients, everything is given. Then Prabhupada brings out in the second part of the purport just to say about who is Brahma. Brahma himself. Imagine Hiranyakashipu in these words, what he says, because of you, everything becomes visible. So all these things, what is visible, we see here. Who is the cause for this? Brahma. It's true. But actually, where is it coming from? It's from Krishna. But this is what he is saying. So Prabhupada, to make how Brahma is also insignificant, is saying that once Brahma, in the purport it says, no, once Brahma went to meet Krishna in Dwarka. So that he told the doorkeeper that tell Krishna, Brahma has come. So the doorkeeper went and told Krishna, Brahma has come. So Krishna said, go and ask him which Brahma. So the doorkeeper says, he's asking which Brahma. Said, which Brahma? I am the father of Sanat Kumars, the four-headed Brahma. So he went and told, it is four-headed Brahma. Okay, call him in. So Brahmaji went inside. So he was disturbed. But Krishna, why did you ask which Brahma? He wanted to, why did you ask which Brahma? Brahma means Brahma. I am Brahma. So Krishna said, you're not the only Brahma. So he invited all the other Brahmas. There were 8-headed Brahmas, 16-headed Brahmas, 32-headed, 64-headed, 128-headed, thousands of headed Brahmas. So when Brahma saw four-headed Brahma and so many Brahmas coming in and their crowns are hitting each other, he understood. This is what is Brahma's insignificance. And where are we? What is our position? We are just one tiny amsha, and we become, I have done this, because of me this happened. Very insignificant. So this is so Brahma was humbled. So in this type of things, we can remember how a pure devotee, like how he considered himself very insignificant. Now, for us in the modern history, there can't be better example than Prabhupada. Huh? Prabhupada, what he wanted to give us. Just think about it. Prabhupada, what he had, and he wants to give us. He just wanted to give the pure nectar, love of the parampara. Isn't it all because of Prabhupada? No? Did you know who is Narottam Das Thakur otherwise? All the paramparas he gave it to you. And what is he expecting? Just some enthusiasm, some little determination. What is that? 4 regulative principles. Chant the holy name to inspire people to chant the holy name. Ekadashi. On festivals, you do this, Vrata. And what he wants to give? The topmost. And what he used to consider in all this state, what was his attitude? I am an one insignificant old man. If I can do this, how much you all can do it. Always encouraging, appreciating, you can do it. I am just one old man. So you take it up and see what you can do. This is how he used to consider himself as. In spite of all the success he had, there was not even a tinge of I did it, the ego or the pride. He always taught. He said, you all Western disciples, are representatives of my Guru who has sent to me to help me, assist me. Never talk. So to end the class, just in this context, I just remember once one Western devotee in Vrindavan, they were so enthusiastic. No, you don't know the enthusiasm. I was just hearing one class. I mean, the enthusiasm those early days, in New Vrindavan and all. Now we all go for deity worship, but you don't know what was the enthusiasm of deity worship. There were people lined up for deity worship. They were just waiting, when will I get a chance? In this life, will I get a chance? Because already people are doing it. And the pujari, he'll get up at 1 o'clock and he'll drive, go to the forest and pluck the flowers in the forest. Come back, take bath, chant his rounds till 4:30. Then he'll go for deity worship. And then the darshan. All these flowers were used. And the ladies, they will be designing the clothes, not pay the money. Designing the clothes. What an inspiration. Can you tell me? You can do it without inspiration? Can anyone do this type of activities without inspiration? So this is what so much inspiration, Prabhupada, because he himself was so inspired by his guru's instruction, the faith in the holy name and instructions of his guru. These two things, he was so inspired by this that he would do it. So the last thing about these Western disciples, he was so innocent, so innocent, taken birth in a Western world. He came to India, and in Prabhupada's association, he became a devotee, and he's chanting. And one day he went to Radha Raman, and he's watching Radha Raman deities, and the pujari is doing arti, and he's seeing this arti, he's saying, and he was looking like this, Radha Raman, Vrindavan, pujari is doing arti. What's so fortunate is I can't do it. So the pujari looked at him, my God, Western, Firangi, क्या enthusiasm है. So he gave him a blessing. अभी जो कर रहे हो वैसे करते रहो. What you're doing it, continue doing it. Maybe next life you will take birth here in Vrindavan. And you will get a chance to do. So he ran. Prabhupada, I was blessed today. The pujari said that I will be getting a chance in my next life to perform. He saw. Prabhupada was not happy. Prabhupada was not inspired. He said, you go back and you tell him. I don't know whether he told him. That is not mentioned. You go and tell him, you continue doing this arti for the rest of your life. Next life, you will take birth in the Western world. And you will be assisting in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So this is Prabhupada's way of inspiration, glorification, not flattery. Not flattery. So today's verse, this verse, of course, we learned about how a demon can do austerity if his intention is something very personal, but then he can also flatter Brahmaji. Of course, his flattery was, he was speaking, but material point of view, Brahmaji had that position. Material level, yes, he is that. But there's something beyond. He knew it, but still, because of his envy, his ego, his pride, he didn't want to accept. And he was so convinced that I can kill him. But the only thing is, I need some power from Brahma. And Brahma has the power. Of course, next verses, he'll ask Brahma. Brahma says, Kya? What power I have, all my power is coming from him. So there is, of course, a message about what is flattery and what is glorification and what is inspiration, what is determination. And in this context, we mentioned about what have we received from Prabhupada, our austerity, in what context, what Prabhupada wants to give us. Very, 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 very rare. This is. So sometimes we don't speak about it, hear about it. We think it is very ordinary. ठीक है, we take it for granted. क्या है, चल रहा है. So we need to attend Bhagavatam class regularly, hear Bhagavatam, for one reason is inspiration. Because Prabhupada's words are very powerful, they inspire us. And without inspiration, like one day, Prabhupada, the middle of the night, he got up, he rang the bell, he called his personal servant, go and call the pujari. So Prabhu, 12 is, he has to get up at 3 o'clock. You just go and call him. अरे प्रभुपाद बुला रहे हैं पुजारी को. Pujaari said, Prabhupada, this time, what is he coming? Yes, Prabhupada. He said, if you don't hear Bhagavatam regularly, he's a pujari, you will feel, what is this my Guru Maharaj has left behind this Vigraha? It has become such a big burden. See the difference? Inspiration and burden. Prabhupada called him in the middle of the night to say that. So we'll end with this. Huh? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Hare Krishna. So we stopped at the right time. If there is any comments, any question, anything you need to share, your own realizations, you can share it. Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, yeah.
Prabhu, you are talking about appreciation and flattery. Now, as a devotee, we need to appreciate, because everybody needs to hear appreciation for their own, encouragement. As a devotee, we have to appreciate every opportunity. We should see that how we can appreciate other devotees. But we know that flattery is not good. We know that flattery is for ulterior motive. But even in appreciation, we say so many things which is not true. We appreciate that person, and glorify that person so much. And when you hear that, you know this is not, I'm not like this. I'm not like this. How do you handle that situation?
You heard her question that many times we exaggerate, or we exaggerate,
I
or
don't think
we
we
just
exaggerate,
or
because we are
we
a
know
devotee.
it is not true, but still we speak.
We still want
Just
to.
more than necessary. अरे
Yeah.
तू तो ऐसा है,
थोड़ा ज्यादा ही बोल
तू तो
देते हैं
pure
हम लोग.
devotee है. Actually, glorification should be from the heart. If it is not from the heart, no, then it is little from really you feel like, you feel it that I want to speak. Our tendency is so that ye may appreciate me for my appreciation, and there is a hidden agenda. Either he should speak good about me, or I need something from him. Something from him. Maybe the one thing is just he consider me as a nice person. But if it is not from the heart, there is a tendency to unnecessarily exaggerate. So, see, in Nam Aparad, there are two aparads. The one to consider demigods as equal and independent of Krishna. It's an aparad. But same time, there is another aparad. To hear about the glories of the holy name as an exaggeration is also an aparad. So as far as the holy name is concerned, whatever is mentioned about the holy name, it is not an exaggeration. But it may sound it's an exaggeration. But if anyone thinks it's an exaggeration, it is an aparad. I don't know, anyone wants to add, Mataji's? Her question is, we sometimes go overboard and in our heart we know that it is not true. Is it what you're saying? What you
Yeah, but
speak?
then
Are
as
you?
as a devotee, we have been bombarded so much that we should appreciate devotees. Even if we don't find the truth, we still appreciate and say, "Oh, you are like this, you are like this." We don't find it, but we do it. I was just thinking, because what is it? I know it is not a flattery. I know we don't have any ulterior motive. What is an ulterior motive for devotees? I don't know.
No,
I
that
don't
only
know.
the person who is doing, he knows it. No,
The person who's doing.
person who is glorifying, the hidden agenda is in the heart. No,
Yeah. How do you accept such appreciation?
see, appreciation. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. We have to appreciate devotees because this is like a tonic to encourage people. Because we are all against the tide. We are all swimming against the flow of the river. So everyone who does any little, he needs appreciation, because how will you go ahead otherwise? So with this attitude, if appreciation or glorification is done, the attitude is good. So it's a very subtle form. The attitude may, but appreciation should be there. Appreciate, but not whimsically. Not whimsically. It should be realistic. It should be logical. It should be rational. You say what it is. I really, and so that to happen, it has to be from the
Right.
heart. Because we have a tendency, because we all have come from the, we are carried our baggages from the material. बाहर तो ऐसे ही है, एक दूसरे को ऐसे ही ग्लोरीफाई करने का और पीछे से कुछ और बोलने का. Yes or no?
Sometime, yes.
Yes, you speak in front, but behind you go and criticize. Yes or no?
Yes,
Where is it
yes.
happening? Materialistic world. So we come back, we also carry that. So when we carry it, among devotees also ऐसे ही होता है. हाँ, बाद में पीछे से जाके I know what it is. क्या बड़ा है, कुछ नहीं. So that attitude is not very good. I know this is a subject which, but the whole point is that appreciation. Yeah, Prabhu. Yeah, anyone
Yeah,
wants?
just one more
Keshana,
question.
we have,
One more question. You're talking about Hiranyakashipu's determination.
yeah.
Even sometimes we devotee also have a determination
Okay.
that I want to do this, I want to, because we know this is going to help in my bhakti. But more than that, it becomes a fulfillment of my desire that I want to do this, I will do this, you know. There's a thin line between devotion and fulfillment of your desire. How do you abort that thing
But
and
if
make it as a devotion,
but
not as a full?
if your desire is pure, what is the wrong in determination?
But how do you know it's your desire? I feel
You
sometimes it's
can
a
check.
fulfillment, it's an achievement.
You can check
Oh,
with.
I go for Mangalatis and I chant with among the devotees. I do this, I do that. You know,
So
I did
that's
today. I
what
got up.
I understand. But that's what is association of devotees. Now you can go and check. Prabhu, these are my thoughts. I feel very much this. So is it right or not? So you ask the devotees, and if the devotee will verify it, the senior devotee or whoever is more mature and experienced, you talk, and definitely. Usually we don't ask. We don't ask. If ask, that is sincerity. So what is one of His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj one regular slogan? Be serious, sincere, and
No ulterior motive.
without
Any motive.
ulterior motive. It is easy spoken, but this is his be serious, sincere, ulterior. Now, what is sincere? What is serious? They sound same, but there is a difference.
No, my fear is that we also become very external, you know, trying to be a devotee externally, like, you know, trying to make an achievement, going for Mangalarti, going for Japa, going for Guru Puja. It's become, I want to know how to stop that.
Premla, your expectations are too high. You don't expect all this. We are all sadhana bhaktas. We are all trying. So we appreciate everyone. We don't go into all those. But then a person individually, we have to be introspective. We have to be introspective, no, Tulu? Isn't it? We know us. Do anyone knows better than us ourselves? Hare Krishna. Gaurang Bihari Prabhu has come with an agenda. Come on here, let. Keshav, कोई problem नहीं है ना? सही करेगा. Yes, Prabhu.
Prabhu, just, normally when living in an environment like GEV and environment where you have constant association with devotees and the holy name and that. But in other parts of the world, we don't have that fortune. So, like, you might get up in the morning, do your program, and then, like pilots who fly a plane, 70% of the time the plane is off course and they're putting it on course. So basically, in our spiritual life, we might follow the morning program and do our rounds and then forget about Krishna the whole day till the next morning program. So, how do you, in an environment that is not always, is more in a mode of passion and ignorance, that we have a behavior that we don't forget Krishna 24 hours a day?
As far as I know, these questions have been asked in the past, and what I heard from Maharaj is your sincerity. The word he uses is sincerity. Now, what you are concerned that off course, we may be going off course. Well, staying here also we can be off course. We may have all the facilities, but you can be off course. So it is finally the sincerity of what you really want it. What is the eagerness? What is the sincerity? So this is your humility to speak that, we are in a state where we don't have this type of opportunity. So we do our routine, um, but it is the sincerity which attracts the Lord, and He will from within inspire you, and He will guide you if you are sincere. Now, what is sincerity? What is sincerity? How do you understand? We are sincere. Sincerity is in all circumstances. You will not give up. You are very fixed about you will not compromise in anything. Like in the Iranian, in this case, the Prahlad, he could have easily told his father, no, in his father, what did you learn in the school? Prahlad could have said, oh, I learned this subject. Man, it's so good. He didn't say. His sincerity was to speak the truth. Father, ah, you have accepted a illusory body, you have better go to Vrindavan. My God, he knew that, if he speaks like this. So, Prabhu's sincerity is you don't compromise. See, tendency is to, in association of devotees, we are protected. You know it, right? When we are not in the association of devotees, how difficult it is to keep there are so many temptations. See, our mind, our senses, there are so many other things which can make us waste our time. So association, no doubt, is very important. But even in association also, if we are not sincere, it is not necessary. Someone sitting here can be thinking about sense enjoyment, and someone in South Africa, no devotees around, and he must be always longing that when can I go to GV next year? How many more months are there? I am waiting. I want to go back. I want to be there. So who is advanced? So it is. So, but yes, the point is association is needed, whether it's there or not. So you can, even if there are not there, and the Lord will inspire from within if you don't find any association. But one phone call, someone whom you have relationship with, you ask him. Association is needed. That is true. I hope I answered your question. I know you're a very sincere question here. Hare Krishna. So Gaurang Prabhu, any comments? We are now. So thank you very much for your attentive participation. So we are in the same boat. We are all struggling. So every devotee is very valuable to associate with. And the same thing, we should be introspective to know about in what direction we are going. Are we really? So some introspection for Hiranyakashipu's this Bhagavad Katha is giving us some understanding about. Is it okay, Prabhu? Huh? So Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। थैंक यू वेरी मच। ज्यादा लग गया टाइम आज। मैं क्वेश्चन पूछता हूँ आज, मेरे से कोई क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है। इसमें है ना, आई नो है कि इसमें प्रीफेस में है ना, भक्ति मीन्स एटीट्यूड,